Did I look like I was busy? Welcome to the museum tour here. Now, we're going to start right here. This is from the Kevin and Mary Hunt Foundation, focusing mostly on indigenous art and found object art. Now, this right here, you can see, this is the only modern art piece in their entire collection. This represents man's search and thirst for knowledge, and of course, a dog's thirst for water. Now, we're moving on over here. Right over here, now you're familiar with found object art, right? Found object art is when you make art out of things that are just discovered. In this case, everything here was discovered along Kings Highway. This is all roadkill. And it's been turned into the circle of life. That's right. Now, if you look right here, you can see the light. It's been affixed to the. All right, you know what? We're moving on. Right over here. If we're walking, we're walking. Most famous artist in all of Kitchener is, take a guess. Archibald Thiegood. Archibald Thiegood. He was considered a prolific artist of very limited output. This is one of his earlier, this is from his Red Flower phase, followed by his much later Protestant Rage phase. Protestant Rage, right there. Now, these are the only two paintings he ever made, yet art historians agree he should have retired just a little bit sooner. Okay, we're walking, stay together. Right up here, you're familiar with outsider art. Outsider art is made by people who are outside the mainstream of society. In this case, this is from the Ontario Correctional Facility. Now, when prisoners make art, they don't have access to regular art supplies. They have to make it out of whatever is found within the prison walls. This particular vase is made out of toothpaste and tissue paper, and the decoupage scene we see right here of a peacock and flowers is made entirely out of torn up Kit Kat wrappers. Not bad work for a convicted arsonist. Folk art. Now, let's move on to folk art. Now, folk art is going to use somewhat rougher materials. We see just a little bit of rough rope here and some raw exposed wood here. Now, this entire piece was met with a great deal of controversy when it came out because of the depiction of an Indian head, but in its defense, it did come out in the much less racially sensitive time of 2004. Walking right over here, most famous artist in the world was Pablo Picasso. That is absolutely right. His most famous work was Guernica. Exactly right, Guernica, protesting the bombing of Guernica, Spain during the Spanish Civil War. Now, this is also a protest piece. Can you tell me what it would be protesting? Any guesses? Capitalism. You are correct. It's capitalism. I'll explain how. Now, the matador represents big business. This, of course, the bull being the workers. Now, we see big business removing the false promise of a better tomorrow from the trundling bull who's been stabbed by the picadors on his way to the Conestoga Mall. Like you do. We're moving right over here. This is going to be the finish of the tour. You're familiar with the arts and crafts movement. Arts and crafts movement, it existed in Britain from 1910 back to 1890s. Now, this is a fine example of something from the arts and crafts movement. This is made by Cheryl Richardson right here in Kitchener, Ontario. It is string art. Now, we did some x-rays on this to see if there was any string art beneath this string art, but no, indeed, this is the original piece right here. It's very representative. I am not certain what it is. I believe it's a, let's say, butterfly. Not really sure. Okay, let's look back on everything we've learned about. We have learned about found object art, outsider art, folk art, Guernica, Picasso's most famous work, and of course, arts and crafts movement right there from the 1890s. I think you know a little bit more about art now. Well done. Thank you very much. Thank you for taking the tour.